Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload many videos for Virgo and Pisces on Saturdays. Also, the deck that I'm using today is called The Influences of the Angels Tarot. And if you're interested in a personal reading, the link is in the description below. Also, just as a heads up, the cards like to flip over in the deck sometimes. I do see them. However, I really only take cards that jump out like these ones have. And the goal is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards. And then we can get started on your reading. So I'm just going to take this time to remind you guys that if you enjoy the reading, please leave a like or a comment. It's the best way for me to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But your overall energy here is the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is a very, not necessarily good or bad energy. It just means that you guys are in a very thinky mood, a very dreamy state, possibly a lot of daydreaming. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're trying to come into some kind of a change. And whenever I see the Seven of Cups, I think it's a great time to manifest, just because the Seven of Cups allows us to really visualize what kind of energy we want. So certainly, if there's some kind of a change that you want in your life, now is the time to really take those first steps to visualize what it is that you want. Really set your intentions out there so that the universe can bring in what it is that you're desiring. But looking at your reading here, we have the Three of Cups with the World card. Now, that's a very interesting energy to be in, because the Three of Cups talks about celebrations and bringing people together. And with the World, we have this air of finality. So it almost feels like there's a situation that you're in that's coming, it's sort of been building up to a reunion of some kind. Someone is going to reach out, or I feel like for a lot of you, you might be dealing with somebody who is in a different state. I'm hearing father for a lot of you guys. So you might have a dad that is in another state and they're like coming to visit, possibly even for your birthday, it's coming up. But certainly there's a situation that's been building up to that. And I feel like there's going to be some kind of a talk, some kind of a... I don't think it's going to be a bad thing, though, because with the Three of Cups, we have that celebration energy. So I sincerely feel like there's going to be a lot of that, you know, like glad to see you kind of energy. And even looking further along in your reading, we have the Sun card here. And the Sun card is powerfully, powerfully good energy. It's the happiest card in the deck. So certainly we're going to see a lot of good outcomes. And like I was saying, if you're manifesting something right now, it's a great time because we have the Sun card right here. But I'm looking at this column here, and it's very interesting because we have the Hanged Man with the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess talks about your intuition, talks about knowing just innately and instinctually, right? And the Hanged Man talks about a change in perspective, perhaps a change of heart or a change of mind, some kind of new element that's added to a situation. But those can be very conflicting energies because it's almost like you know what you want to do or what you should do or what you need to do, but there's this energy of you need to sort of change your mind on that. So what I feel is going on here is that you guys aren't listening to your gut feelings, right? And I feel like this is a situation where it's like your gut knows best, but you're trying to almost apply too much logic into this. Right? And I feel like you're trying to, you've been like sitting down and really trying to reinvent the wheel almost. Especially with this Seven of Cups energy here, it feels like you're really in your head about this situation. And like thinking over and over and over, like, what if I tried this? What if I attempt this? What if I do this different approach or whatever? When in reality, you have the intuition to know what like is best for you. I feel like people get too caught up sometimes in making a decision that's quote unquote logical, but sometimes you need to follow your heart, because if you make a decision that's like logical, like I said, and you're not happy with it, then like what truly was the outcome of your choice? So without to get too terribly philosophical on you, I feel like you should listen to your gut and use your head in the best way that you can to make what you know to be true possible. And I feel like once you get there, you're going to see this Two of Swords in reverse energy. Because the Two of Swords in the upright talks about indecision, talks about stalemates, talks about sort of inaction. And the fact that it's in reverse leads me to believe that you guys are going to be taking a lot of action, and a lot of really meaningful, powerful action, because we have the sword, or sorry, we have the sun, and we have the High Priestess here, and the world. Like, it's all going to be really, I keep getting the word culmination. That's just been going through my head the whole time, this whole reading. So it's like things are really culminating now. So if you've been in a situation where things have been long and stressful, definitely be prepared now to enter a new cycle, and a positive cycle at that, because we have the Sun card here. But like I wanted to talk about this Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords in reverse sometimes is a very difficult energy to deal with, because the Queen of Swords is very logical, almost to a fault when she's in the reverse, right? The Queen of Swords in reverse is the kind of woman that is, or it can be a man too, it just depends on the energy, but like I was saying, is a person who is really quick to say, no, that's a bad decision, just because it's an emotional one, right? And this person is someone who talks down on emotions, who's very condescending, thinks they know everything, very argumentative, very egotistical, or in the sense that they think that they're always right, very cold and harsh a lot of the times. But I feel like this comes from a place of sort of being hurt in the past, and that's by no means to excuse their behavior. You know, hurting people is hurting people, but I feel like you've had to sort of deal with that. And I feel like for some of you, you may be this kind of Queen of Swords energy, because the Queen of Swords is also very cynical sometimes. Very cynical, sarcastic, cold. So I feel like it's easy to slip into those things, especially when we're dealing with love, because it's so easy to get hurt in love. And I feel like at the end of the day, like, you guys are going to make the best decisions that are good for you. Like, I'm not saying that the Queen of Swords is necessarily wrong, but sometimes you need to give up that cynical outlook and sort of let your walls down a little bit. And I feel like you guys, you know, at the bottom of your heart are going to know, because you have this High Priestess here. So it's almost like you guys know. You just need to trust yourselves, and you need to do the things that you know are best for you, right? And sort of to change gears a little bit, I'm seeing a lot of happiness here, right? The Sun card, phenomenal card, happiness all around, but I'm also seeing this Eight of Pentacles, right? And the Eight of Pentacles is very interesting because it talks a lot of times about work and career, or rather skills. So I feel like you guys have really been working on something. You've been putting a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a lot of willpower. You know, I'm getting the expression blood, sweat, and tears into a situation, and I feel like it's all going to really pay off, because you're going to come out of that situation on the other side with a very powerful, potent, useful skill. I'm getting that for a lot of you guys. You might be graduating possibly from like trade, vocational school, you know, college. Some of you might be getting PhDs, or some of you might even be graduating high school. Like, there's a sense of walking out with a skill in hand, or a diploma, or something that like is useful to you in some way. Especially in career, and it's going to open a lot of doors for you, because we have this Sun card. Like, I know I keep talking about the Sun card a whole lot, but the Sun is such a powerful, good, happy energy with the world. Like, there's so much positivity here. Like, this Page of Swords here, sometimes the Page of Swords can be a little emotionally immature when it comes to talking. A lot of the same qualities that the Queen of Swords in reverse has applied to the Page of Swords, just because, you know, they're a page, they're not quite mature yet. But I feel like that's, you don't even care, because there's all this stuff going on around you, and there's so much happiness here, because the Three of Cups celebrations, the Sun, happiness, the World, powerful new beginnings and endings that I feel like you've been needing. And we have your powerful intuition here. So like my biggest advice here is like follow your intuition, follow your guts, stick to your guns, and don't be so in your head. Allow yourself to dream and feel dreamy and be happy, but also like do what you know to be best. Don't like entertain ideas that are only going to hurt you in the long run, because I don't feel like that's the path that you're on. You're on this path of happiness. So if you can align yourself to the Sun card energy, then you're going to see that come in so much faster and so much quicker, and it's going to be very beneficial for you. But I feel like at the end of the day, you're going to see a lot of positivity coming here, Pisces, and I feel like that's really good news. But that was your reading for this time around. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Pisces videos on Saturdays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.